Greetings and welcome to lecture number 5 on unit number 4, Fluid Dynamics. This lecture we will discuss one more concept related with Bernoulli's equation, that is HGL and EGL. It is also called as EGL. So HGL, which stands for hydraulic gradient line, and EGL, it is called as energy gradient line. It is also called as a total head line, that is THL, or TEL, that is total energy line. So these are the different terminologies with this uh, uh, HG energy line. So the name itself has a meaning. Hydraulic gradient line means it's only shows the energy of hydraulic energy, that is pressure energy and potential energy. And total energy line, that is energy grade line, it takes into account the other one is also velocity. So HGL, this concept, it is often convenient to represent the level of mechanical energy graphically using heights to facilitate visualization of the various terms of the Bernoulli's equation. So this is done by dividing each term of the Bernoulli's equation by G, give this particular expression. So all these expressions are in terms of meters or heights. So the showing these values in height of columns, it is very convenient for showing how the energy changes its form. Uh, so, for example, suppose if the piezometer, this is called static head, and in order to measure the static head, the piezometers are used. So this is called as a piezometer. So this is a piezometric head, and it is tapped in a pipe, as shown in figure. So like that, the piezometer is tapped. We already discussed this in pressure measurement lecture, that piezometer is used for measuring pressure head. That is, suppose for one section it is given by gamma, as shown in figure. The liquid would rise to a height of this. So whatever the pressure is there, so the liquid rises into the tube up to that particular height above the center of the pipe. The hydraulic gradient line is obtained by doing this at several locations along the pipe and drawing a line through the liquid levels in the piezometers. The piezometer, it takes into account the elevation as well. Suppose this is a datum surface. So whatever the head, it generally takes into account the elevation part as well. So suppose this is a level which indicates the piezometric head, which is the addition of static head and the potential head. So if we tap such piezometers at different levels of different location in the pipe, so it shows the different levels of piezometric head based on the pressure there. So obviously the pressure here is, because of the lower cross section, the pressure here is low, pressure here is more. So, and height is also high. That's why this is at higher elevation. So the line joining this piezometric head, that is called as a hydraulic gradient. So the vertical distance above the pipe center is measured of the pressure within the pipe. Similarly, so this is about the hydraulic gradient line. So hydraulic gradient line, it is line shows how the pressure or the pressure and potential head varies with respect to the along the direction of flow. Here the continuously pressure increases because we can say there is a continuously increasing cross section. That's why the pressure continuously increases. On the other hand, the vertical distance above the pipeline is measured, the pressure within. Similarly, the pitot tube, that is one device. Now here, if such kind of tube is inserted at the center, now here the fluid is brought to rest adiabatically. Means here the fluid is flowing. Here the fluid at this particular point, it is not flowing. Rather, the whole kinetic energy of the fluid is converted into a pressure energy. And that is reflected in this particular limb. So this much amount of level, that is not because of static pressure, that is because of velocity pressure. And that velocity pressure means here the kinetic energy is converted into pressure energy, but this is equivalent velocity head, we can say. So if we insert such kind of pipe in the tube, such kind of tube in the pipe, so this particular tube is called as a pitot tube, then it shows the total head, that is all this, the addition of all these three, because this particular piezometer, it only measure that potential head and pressure head. But this head, this particular tube, it measures the entire head, that is that is potential head, pressure head, as well as the velocity head. So like that, if we insert all such tubes at different locations, and if we draw a line passing through this particular place, then it is called as an energy gradient. Or we can say that that is also a total head line, because only in this case, so this is the pressure energy, this is kinetic energy. So later on here the pressure energy increases, kinetic energy part decreases. So only there is a conversion of one form of energy into other form. The total energy remains constant. But this is possible only if the ideal fluid is flowing. So this, for ideal fluid, the total energy line remains horizontal. This is called as energy gradient line, EGL. It is also called as a total energy line, that is EL, or the total head line. So if the pitot tube, which measures the static and dynamic pressure, is tapped in a pipe, the liquid would rise to a height of V by gamma plus V square by 2Ig above the center line of the pipe and above and plus Z as well. And the distance V square by 2G above HGL, we can say, that is, it shows the level above this piezometer, because this much, because it takes into account the kinetic energy as well. So this is the head, that which is called as a total head. So total head at this point, total head at this point, you can see the total head remains constant in this case. That proves the Bernoulli's equation, but actually it doesn't happen. The energy gradient line is obtained by doing this at several locations along the pipe and drawing a line through the liquid levels of pitot tube. So drawing a line through liquid levels in the pitot tube is called as HGL. Drawing a line through a liquid level in piezometer, it is called as a hydraulic gradient. Or in other words, the line joining total head at various locations in the pipe, they are called as total energy line or energy gradient line or total head line. Uh, Nothing that the fluid also has elevation Z. So here the also elevation, unless the reference level is taken to be center line of the pipe, the HGL and EGL can be defined as follows. The line that represents the sum of static head and elevation head is called as hydraulic gradient line. So this is the definition. And the line that represents the total head of the fluid, that is P by rho G plus V square by twice G and plus potential head as well. Then it is called as the energy gradient line. The difference between the two lines, that is EGL and HGL, is equal to the dynamic head. If you take the difference between this is HGL, this is EGL. The difference it gives the dynamic head, that is V square by YG. And this is a representation of different form of energies when the fluid is passing through a particular pipe. And this is the most generalized pipeline, which variable cross section is there, and also heights are also varying. So all three energies are changing. Suppose if you see during the course of flow, the pressure energy part increases, kinetic energy part decreases, and potential energy also increases. So that's why some of the potential energy is overcome here also. That's why if we consider the elevation part and So piezometric head, the total head hydraulic energy here is maximum. So here, so if we compare this, here the pressure energy is converted into a kinetic. So kinetic energy is converted into pressure energy. So pressure is more here. So velocity decreases along the direction of flow, and the pressure means that is called as a piezometric head, that it increases along the direction of flow. This particular horizontal line is possible only in hydraulic gradient, only in ideal flow. In real flow, there is a continuous decrease of energy along the direction of flow. So that we will discuss that. There are some graphical representation of HGL and THL for a real fluid in different flow passages. So this is a variable cross-section pipe. And now the real fluid is flowing through this particular pipe section. So here the pipe section is converging, here diverging, and straight line. So we see the hydraulic gradient line. So the pressure here is maximum because head is maximum here, velocity is zero. And as the flow progresses, the pressure decreases because there is a convergence section. So the pressure here is the lowest, you can see. And further in the divergence section, the pressure tends to increase or it increases. And beyond this particular point, there is a drop in pressure. And this drop is generally taking place because some pressure energy is consumed to overcome the friction. So there is continuously drop. Rather, here the pressure head must be uniform, but it doesn't happen because of some friction, that frictional energies, and to overcome that friction, that some pressure energy is consumed. So that's why this drop in hydraulic gradient line is there. So as far as the overall total energy line is concerned, total energy line is also continuously decreases. So there is a continuously fall of total energy from tank to this free air. So this much total energy is available here, and this much loss we can say happen at the outlet of the pipe. So this head loss is because of change in velocity at in between, and this is also because of the friction in between. This is called as HL. On the other hand, if we see the changes in velocity head, so velocity at the entry, because difference gives us a velocity here. The velocity at the entry is zero because the fluid is stationary here. As the flow progresses, you can see in this particular section, the velocity continuously increases. Here it reaches the maximum value because the lowest cross section is there. That is because decreasing pressure causes the increasing velocity. Here the velocity is maximum, and obviously that is because of the conversion of pressure into velocity. So pressure is lowest here. Then again velocity decreases in this particular zone because pressure increases in this zone. So this is decrease. Again the velocity is lowest in this particular section. Beyond this point, you can see there is no loss of velocity. Velocity remains constant. Velocity head remains constant. So that is because the fluid is flowing through a constant cross section. That's why the velocity remains constant. So velocity head remains constant. So this is the hydraulic gradient line and energy gradient line when the real fluid flows through this particular passage. So whenever the real fluid flows through the passage, there is always decrease in head, irrespective of shape. There is always fall of energy along the direction of flow. Another case, if even though the pipe diameter is uniform in the second case, still there is a decrease in pressure head continuously, and that decrease is pressure head. That loss of pressure head is generally to overcome the frictional head or frictional losses here, because there is no change in velocity. So only losses are the frictional losses. So that is generally reflected in decrease in pressure. As far as the diameter is uniform, there is no change in velocity head. Velocity head everywhere is uniform. This is called as SGL, that is line joining piezometric head, that is potential head and the static head, and EGL, that is line joining all total heads. So whatever may be the velocity head is there. So if we add this velocity head, except from the top, after this point, the velocity head remains constant. So if we add the velocity head everywhere, then it gives us a total energy head, or total headline, or total energy or gradient, or energy gradient line. That means if the fluid is flowing through a constant diameter pipe, the SGL and EGL, they are parallel to each other, because HGL continuously decreases, but EGL, V square by 2G, kinetic head remains constant. That's why the EGL and EGL, it remains constant. So it remains parallel to each other. But EGL is always above the EHL. Sorry, EGL is always above the HGL. This is another variation, you can say. Here, if the pump is installed in between, suppose these are the horizontal lines, so this is EGL. Sorry, this is hydraulic gradient line, HGL. This is EGL. And there is sudden rise of abrupt rise in EGL texture, because there is some energy is imparted to the fluid with the help of pump. So there is a sudden hike in the energy level and a sudden increase of velocity. That's why there is a sudden hike of total head as well. And beyond this point, again, the EGL continuously decreases. And because HGL continuously decreases, because the frictional losses are there. So this is a gradient interpretation in case of pump system. So pump, it imparts some energy to the fluid, and that is reflected here. So that's why this particular HGL and THL concept or EGL concept, they are used in complicated systems. There we come to know how much losses are there. Suppose for this is a normal EGL line, that horizontal line. So how much it deviates from the horizontal. So that angle indicates greater the angle, more are the losses. Because here the angle is greater, so more losses are there. If comparatively, if the EGL line is of this orientation, means comparatively less losses. So according to the slope of the EGL line, we can recognize the losses are more and the correct images can be taken. So this is the flow through a tapered pipeline. Now here, when the flow is taking place with tapered pipeline, then the EGL hydraulic gradient line, that is HGL and TGL, or we can say TEL or EGL, they are not identical, because when this is a convergent cross-section pipe, so continuously diameter decreases, continuously velocity increases. So that is reflected. Here the velocity is 0, and continuously this gap increases. As the gap increases, that means velocity increases, because that gap indicates the velocity head. That gap indicates the velocity head. So velocity increases as the flow progresses. At the same time, hydraulic gradient line, it continuously decreases. Again, that is because of the losses. Actually, this is your total headline. So this much losses are there. And that losses are generally reflected in hydraulic or pressures. So that's why even for horizontal pipe, sorry, uniform diameter pipe, there is always drop in hydraulic gradient. That drop is because some pressure energy is required or it consumed to overcome the frictional head here. And here it overcomes the both frictional as well as kinetic head, because there is a change in velocity as well. Because losses are mainly due to friction or change in velocity. So these are some graphical representation of SGL and THL or HGL or EGL, various piping systems. So there are more complicated systems are there. But easily you can, based on the measurements or based on your judgment, you can draw this particular graphical representation and recognize where the problems are there, whether that is because of friction or whether it's because of conversion of energy. If it's conversion of energy, it should reflect in the velocity or vice versa. These HGL and THL concepts are especially used to recognize the losses or represent the losses on the in a graphical way, so that if any uh, corrections to be made or for improvement purpose, it can be done. So that's it from this particular session. At the end of this session, you could be able to define HGL and THL or EGL. EGL is nothing but the line joining piezometric head at different sections of the pipe. THL is the line joining the total head at different sections of the pipe. You should be able to draw HGL and THL for any piping systems. We have seen some examples. So accordingly, for any piping system, you could be able to draw these lines HGL and THL based on the measurement, of course. That's it from this particular session. Thank you very much.